welcome back to the JRPRC YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on the Bruder Compactor. This is video number 2. We're going to be building the rear axle and and preparing the electronics. The next video will be cutting the model so that we can fit everything in there. But for now, we're going to start by turning that on. 666. I wonder if that's what it's set to. We'll see here in a minute. So, I'm going to try to get the best view that I can for you with the tools that I have available. We have two 100 amp gear motors that have a 4mm shaft. These are actually different motors than you saw last time. These ones do not have the shaft that sticks to the back, and they've already been pre-soldered at one point, not together, but the terminals already have solder on them, so we don't have to do anything there. This is the hard part. The hard part is soldering these two motors together. They're positive to negative, so they spin opposite directions, which will make them spin the same direction when it's all assembled properly. So first off, we got the soldering irons nice and hot. And yes, I am doing this on non-stick cookie sheets, just to protect the table, and it's the back of them, so it doesn't matter. And some kitchen soldering today. I guess I didn't need that much solder on there, because these already have solder on them. So that terminal soldered together. Roll it around. Trying to get this other one soldered together. This isn't the greatest soldering iron. Doesn't look right. Something's fishy there. Get those a little tighter together. I went and got a new GoPro the other day. It's not a new one, but it's got a hopefully you can see this on the GoPro view. Got a Hero 7 silver. I don't need the super fancy 8 black or whatever it is. So now we got those terminals soldered together, we can take our JST connector, and there's just enough wire showing on there. I always use flux. It helps so much with getting the solder to flow. Hopefully this solder smoke doesn't set off my smoke detector. I am in the kitchen, so we shall see. So it doesn't matter what terminal you solder these two. Either one will work. Got that guy soldered on there. And we'll take solder it on. These clamps kind of help, but not a lot. Oh, and I already screwed up. I'm going to take these off. I knew I was going to do that. Try to get some of this excess solder off. I think I've done this literally every time. I've got to put the wires through the motor mount first. Now they can be soldered to the motor. Still trying to get this in a view to where you can see it. I don't know if you actually can or not, but you should be able to see that. It's nice having the newer GoPros that have the touch screen on the back. You can just touch it and it'll light up, and you can see if everything's in view or not. I had the app for the old one, but it just wasn't the same. So get that one on there. You gotta make sure you're not touching the outside can. I don't believe it is. So one downside to this, the way I do this, is you can't put shrink wrap on it. I think that looks pretty good. So then you put that in its mount like that. Put the other half on there. Tighten the screws into it. You want to over tighten them, and they'll strip out the plastic pretty easily. I just use PLA because it's inexpensive, it doesn't have any odor. ABS, from what I understand, is very picky to print with. I don't have an enclosed printer. One of these days I'll do a video about it maybe. We'll see how that goes. So I'll get these fairly, two of them in there at least. So it holds everything in place. I put all 8 screws in, but I don't have all 8 screws. I gotta order more screws. I ran out. These are the same screws for the wheel hubs. Try to get them centered. Doesn't have to be perfect. I might redesign these so that you can put a nut on the other side and have a little more meat around where the screw goes. As you can see, it's kind of turned the plastic up a little bit. But it's not like there's a ton of torque on these. Oh yeah, that's plenty tight. So I'll just leave that where it is for now. I'll tighten that up off camera. So that's the rear axle. It pivots so that it can have a suspension that works. So that's that part. Next we're going to do the ESC. This is a Hobby Wing waterproof 1040 brushed crawler and boat ESC. Can handle 2 or 3S LiPo. I have the pins in it so that it's lipo and crawler. Boat, I believe, doesn't have reverse, so you want to set it to crawler. And one thing I always do that some people might not want to do, but I snip off the on-off switch. And I do the thing that dentists hate, and strip those wires off with my teeth. Just twist them together so if the battery's hooked up, it's always on. Poke that into the flux. Get a little bit of solder on my soldering iron. Solder it together. Stick a little piece of shrink wrap over that. Sometimes, I'm not sure if the soldering iron will do it or not, you can shrink the shrink wrap with the heat of the soldering iron. I don't think this one's quite going to cut it. I'll have to go grab a lighter. I'm just get it to stay on there for now. So that's that. That's the first part. The second part is we don't need 8 inches of wire, and we need a JST connector on there. So we're going to snip these off fairly short. Go right about there. Strip these two ends. And these ESCs don't come with any instructions, so who knows which wire is positive and which one's negative. It's real easy to just switch the pins in the JST connectors or just reverse the output. So I always take and get some solder on there first. And don't worry, I got a window open. I'm gonna take the smoke detector down so my daughter doesn't wake up, because it is nighttime right now. And it's actually New Year's Eve at about 8:40 right now. And these wires, we'll give them a little bit of solder too, a little bit of flux. A little bit of solder. Now for these ones, because the wires are vastly different sizes, I'm going to use 2 sizes of shrink wrap. Just as a like a double insurance. And these ones are going to be too long and probably get hot and shrink on me. Oh, yeah. So we'll just use one of these, cut in half. Hope this video isn't too slow and boring for you guys. But this is in real time how it's happening. No camera magic on this channel. Well, because there is some, but not much. So we'll just go with the darker wires, going to go to black, and the lighter wire is going to go to positive. Get a little bit of solder on here. Solder those together. And solder those together. Now let's see, that's all I need soldering iron for. Can go ahead and cover those up. And try to get these Nice to just have double the protection when you're dealing with lithium batteries. So the last thing I want is to have a battery LiPo fire. So we got that all lined up, and I will be right back with a lighter. So we'll take our lighter and shrink the shrink wrap. Nice sticky shrink wrap. So you can double it back on itself. That's that. So now had that just stuck down in there to keep it out of the way. So the speed control is prepared. The rear axle is built. Well, that's how you build the rear axle. That's trash. Always save those for something. There you go. That's step 2. After disassembly is some assembly. And then the next video we will be cutting out a large portion. We'll be cutting out all of this fake axle, and carve up into here a little bit so that we can fit the motor mounts in there, or the axle mounts. And get this build underway. And I had to wait for some stuff. That's why it was so long between videos. And I hope you guys aren't too bored with my construction videos. I just want to try to make it so that you can see what I'm doing in real time and how long it actually takes. I haven't done anything with a shovel. I've done everything in the new mine with an excavator and the dump truck. And a little bulldozer. So everything you've seen done there has been done with RCs and nothing by hand. And so please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.